Howdy folks, welcome back to Crazy Gamer Models. I am the Crazy Gamer and I model. Not in the modeling sense, but building scale models and different kinds of modeling techniques and things like that. This is going to be a first part of a series of videos of looking at some different sculpting putties, different things. Like we have some Procreate. I have some new stuff I'll be testing today, this LabX Creations. And then I have Aves Epoxy Sculpt. Then I have some Milliput. And then I have some Neatitite blue, yellow in the separated sections in the tube. And then I also have, you know, the more common strip of Neatitite. And I've done some videos in the past mixing different combinations to get different effects. And I'm just going to do a whole series on this where I talk about doing different things, mixing it to get different results and things like that. So first, this is basically what is going to be covered in the video. I'm going to do an individual on each one of these, starting with the LabX because it's new and I want to test it. And then we'll start mixing them and doing videos on that. So I'm going to get some of this stuff out of the way here and go over some of these tools here. Okay, so let's start with this thing because it looks like a tube of putty. This is a polypropylene rolling pin that has parchment paper wrapped around it. This parchment paper is great for it not sticking. So I just I put it on there and I gotta roll it out. I get it wet, things like that. So that's what that is. So I just keep it wrapped with the rubber bands on it to keep it from getting lost because I lose the paper all the time. That's that. And then I have some tools here. This is my go-to guy right here. It's got a little dabber section on it. This table's awful, guys. Little dabber, a little knife section on there. I work with that, and then I work with some of these silicone, you know, brushes type things or silicones for getting in there. And then I like this as my little curve pointer and my little ball end. I have different stuff you'll see in later videos, different things like that. Basically like wax carving tools and sculpting tools and things like that, but mainly that's my go-to. It's in my drawer, and that's what I immediately reach for when it comes to my sculpting tools. I don't think I have any more in here. Oh yeah, I do. I have this one from Citadel, and that would be my last go-to. Yeah, that's my last go-to. So, oh wait, no, I'm wrong. I have some more up here that I use. Right here, I have these right here. Oh, that's a seam scraper. But I have this one. This is also a Citadel one. It's got a nice point. And then my chisel tip. And then I have a plastic one that I use more for texture paint. So we'll put that one away. So let us put these up, and then we'll look at our first product. Oh, and definitely water. And I just keep a little dish. I have a dish. Really, honestly, I can't find the dish. I really can't. So I'm going to use this bowl for some water. It's way too big, but I'm going to use it anyways. So I just, water helps a lot. So I'm going to put some water in there to dip my fingers in. Sometimes dip the putty in. And just sit it over to the side here and try not to spill it. My paint toilet I could normally use for that purpose. So I just need to grab something. Okay. And then what's nice to have is some towels to put down to clean up the water in case it spills and all that good stuff. These are just some like super absorbent towels, like chemical towels. They work great for absorbing water, wiping your hands off and things like that. So a couple of those, and then a nice clean work area. You want to make sure that there is no dirt or anything on your work surface. So what I do is, and I cannot find it, here it is. I have a spray bottle of IPA, isopropyl alcohol, and some Chemtech wipes. And a spray bottle doesn't want to spray. Very cheap spray bottle. Okay, that was not spraying. Get my... Alright, and then I just wipe the area of my area. You could put down a piece of glass if you so choose. Sometimes I do that depending on what I'm doing. You can get a 3-pack of glass cutting boards and use one for photo etch and then one for your puttying. So first we're going to look at this Lab X Creations. It's a 2-part putty. All of these are 2-part. And it's a sculpting compound. It's permanent, self-hardening, and waterproof. It doesn't need a cue. It says to use gloves, and you mix an equal part of A and B, and then you always take them out with different tools so you don't cross-contaminate. Mix and knead them together. It will be very sticky. Combine to uniform in color. Clean up with soap and water or mineral spirits. Not recommended for skin use. Clean up. Okay, so you can use water on it. So let's check this out. And okay, apparently that is something. What is? Wow, that stinks. I think this stuff is bad. Okay, well, oh my god, that smells. Okay, well, that's just bad stuff. So, Lab X Creation, I got this about a month ago, and it is bad already. So, that's sad. So, wow, that is bad smell. That is a bad smell. So I'm going to clean off that tool really good. Okay, so we'll move on to another product that most people are familiar with. We will look at the Metatite blue, yellow, or commonly referred to as green stuff. And normally with this big roll, I just cut off a strip with a pair of heavy-duty scissors, like so. I normally don't like to buy it like this. This is pretty old, and hopefully it's still good. Lately I buy it like this, and I keep this in the freezer until I need it, and then I just take off what I need, thaw it out, take out what I need, put it back in the freezer. It lasts longer in the freezer. And this stuff is not mixed. Like, it's not connected. This is 2 separate pieces, so you're not going to have any issues with this seam down the middle, which we will see right here. So just cut that off. If you need a smaller piece, you can use like the end of your sculpting tool, like so, and you can just peel back this plastic right here. And let me show you. Okay, so you peel back the plastic, and you see that's immediately wanting to stick to my mat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger in the water, and I'm going to put some water down there just so that it doesn't stick. So, and then you can come in here and you can dip your tool in the water, and then you can just cut off a little piece like this for what you need. But I'm just going to work with this piece right here because it's big and you can see it. Now, the problem with this connected stuff is where they're touching, it's pretty much cured. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. Now, if you're just filling a gap, you don't have to do this. But if you're going to use it to sculpt something like a hood or something on a figure, you should cut that middle section out. It doesn't feel cured, but it definitely has it has hard pieces in it. And you see I mix it up and it's not mixing very well, and it's still super sticky though. Okay, so now I have the two parts stuck to my mat. I'm going to take the two parts, I'm going to dip my fingers in the water, and I'm going to stick them on top of each other like so, and I'm going to twist. Just like so. I'm going to twist it like this here. And then I'm going to knead it up. And then if I feel it start to get sticky again, back out a little bit here. There we go. And then now it's starting to get sticky again. I'm just going to dunk it in the water, and then I'm going to mix it up some more. You will get water on places. And you can take it and you can, with a little bit of water on your mat, you can roll it. I roll it out like so. Roll it out. Then I fold it over on itself, and then I twist again. This is basically how I do it. I mean, you can knead it and mix it however you want. But as you can see, it combines and it becomes green. Like I said, you can use gloves for that. If you got that Lab X, that stuff smelled so bad, I would definitely use gloves on that. I've never had a two-part epoxy act like that. And it was in a sealed, cool place. It was, wow, that's something. Okay, so now that we have our epoxy sculpt, I'm going to roll it into a ball on my mat that's still moistened. And as you can see, it's all nice and mixed up. There's no blue and there's no yellow in there. It's all uniform. I know it's coming across a little bit yellow for my lights, but it's definitely green. So now, what can you do with this stuff? Well, you can, man, it's sticky. So you can let it sit for a little bit and firm up a little bit, and then you can carve some details in it. And you can sculpt it, press it in a mold seam. But trust me, keep your tools wet and keep your fingers wet. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to mainly be using this stuff for. This is pure green stuff. I normally use a mixture. You can use it for setting in magnets and things like that. But I'm going to show you what I'm mainly going to be using this for. Because on my Warhammer Wednesday, I'm kitbashing a Tech Marine. And I want to make like a Roby type hood or something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put get some water down so it sticks. Okay, I'm going to put my down here like this, and then I'm going to get some water on the top of it like so. Then I'm going to put my green stuff after I dip it in the water on there like so. Get some water on my rolling action here, and then I'm going to roll Flip it around, add some more water. And I'm not pressing very hard. I'm making sure it's wet. And see, I pressed too hard and it rolled up on there. And see, just like that. Now what you also can do is you can take it on your parchment paper and make sure it's wet. Just dip the whole thing in the water. Then you can put it down like this and fold over your parchment paper like this, and then you can really roll it out like so. You can flip it over and roll it this way. There. Roll it out. And as you can see there, I'm achieving a very thin piece there you can make hoods with or anything that you so desire. So I'm going to go a little bit thinner, kind of elongate it a little bit. I'll show you. Now I'm not an expert sculptor or putty master or anything of the sorts. This is just my tips and techniques on working with this stuff. Now as you can see, this is pretty thin and pretty uniform for working on something. Now what I can do with this is put a little bit of water down on my mat here, and I'll put a little bit of water on top, and I can come in here with my wet tool and I can just cut a section out here that's straight like so, and then come in here, cut a thin strip off of here because that's what I need for the current project. I got a thin strip of this stuff, thin flat strip, and then I can come in here on my project piece, which this isn't the final project piece. This is just a working prototype. But as you can see, I have this belt buckle, this AdMech belt buckle on this Space Marine, but I can come in here with this green stuff and I can pick it up and I can place it like a belt, and I can work it. Let me just get this off because it's got plastic stuff on it. So I can come in here. Hopefully this isn't washing out. And then I can make a belt piece to go in there, and then I can cut it right there. Then I can kind of sculpt that, and then I can come in with my smoothing tip, dip it in some water, and then I can just smooth that out like so, and work it a little bit more, and then it would look like, like I said, this is just me doing this on camera, and this isn't the final body or anything, but you can do it to where it would be holding on this emblem. And what I would do is I would take a ball of this green stuff and I would put it behind there like so, and then I would push this emblem on there like that. And I got plenty of time to work on it, but as you can see, I got it on there, and then I can come in here and I can tuck all that in there and work it around so it looks like it's one piece. I can smooth all that out. Just like so. And I can smooth all that so it fits nice and uniform, and then when it's painted, it looks great. I don't want to do that because this is not the body, and this is definitely the final piece that I'm doing. So just go ahead and take that off. Set it to the side. But like you can see that, you know, it's on there and it's stuck pretty good. I mean, it's not coming off. Like I said, this isn't the final body, but you can sculpt all kinds of different features. You can fill in shoulder pads. You can fill in all kinds of stuff with this green stuff. Get it off my mat before it's. Like I said, you can roll it like this. You can roll it into long sections like this, and you can make hoses and tentacles and all kinds of different stuff. Sometimes I cut a piece off. I mean, this is overscale and overly dramatic, but I just wanted to show up. What I could do is cut it too long still. And I could take it and normally you'd want to wait for it to be a little bit firmer and hold your grooves. But I know it looks like a worm, but you can make little hoses and things like that. And thinner, of course, you know, with just simple grooving on your tools. So that is green stuff. And in the next video in this multi-part episode, we'll look at the next product, which would be either Milliput or Epoxy Sculpt or Procreate, because that LabX creation failed epically. So, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mold this into a pill shape, and then we will do some experiments on all the different stuff in the end. And it took my fingerprints. If you want to get rid of that, you just get your fingers wet and you rework it, and it'll take your fingerprints out. But basically, I'm going to do this cylinder pill shape kind of thing here. And I'm going to leave that to cure for about 4 to 5 hours. And when that cures up, it'll be hard, and then I'll show you some more stuff you can do with it. At the end of the series, after we look at all the products, I'll make a pill-size shaped thing for all of them, and then we'll look at it all and see what their different qualities are, and the mixtures too. We're going to be doing some mixtures. So basically, as you can see, I can just tuck all that in, and if I do use this body, it'll hide behind the medallion. But it's very sculptable, very moldable, do a lot of things with it. This is the Neatitite blue and yellow epoxy putty tape. It also comes in this stuff, the original green stuff, Professional Sculptors Detailing epoxy putty bars. I keep mine in the freezer so it stays fresh, and I just take off what I need. If I plan on doing some work, I just take off and I keep it by my bench. But after about a month, it goes. It can go bad, not after a month, but after a period of time, it can go bad on you. So, this is the first part of the video. Sorry it's a little bit long, and I'm sorry that creation stuff didn't work. But the next video, we'll move on to the next topic. So, anyways, thank you all so much for watching. For Crazy Gamer Models, you guys have a fantastic day.